What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to tell you my top 10 fitness mistakes. The top 10 mistakes that I've made in my fitness journey. And I know a lot of us make mistakes, and a lot of them are pretty dumb, and I made some, I have to admit it. I made some very dumb mistakes because I just didn't knew any better. And when it comes to fitness, I think we are all in that position because it's a lot of marketing, it's a lot of misinformation out there, and we don't really know a lot. Nobody teaches us fitness, so we make a lot of dumb, stupid mistakes. So in this video, I'm going to tell you my top 10 mistakes so you don't make them. Hopefully by the end of this video, you will be able to make more gains and to have a better relationship with the gym. So here we go. The number one mistake is if you eat carbs at night, it will transform into fat. I remember I was always looking for a low carb option for my last meal of the day because I really thought that, well, I'm not gonna need the energy, I'm going to bed, my body doesn't need carbs, and if I do eat carbs before bed, it will immediately transform into fat, which is not the case, and it doesn't even really make sense because 500 calories are 500 calories. It doesn't matter if you eat them in the morning or at night, it's still the same amount of calories. So what really matters is the total of the day, the total carbs, the total calories of the day, and not just the one meal or the meal timing calories. That doesn't really make any sense. Now, if you are trying to lose weight, if you're in a caloric restriction phase, then maybe you can restrict your calories at night, but that's just because, well, you're going to bed, you won't feel hungry. But that doesn't mean that it's more effective, it's just a choice. And the number two mistake is I'm going to lose muscle mass if I don't eat every 3 hours. Oh man, this is a good one. I used to take food everywhere I went just because, well, I'm gonna be out of the house. 3 hours, I need to bring food with me, otherwise my body will start eating itself, eating my muscles for energy, because after 3 hours I don't have food in my stomach anymore, so automatically my body is eating itself. This was the way I thought. Automatically I'm losing muscle mass, and that's just not the way it happens. And it doesn't make any sense because we didn't evolve by eating every 3 hours. Food was not available. We couldn't get food every 3 hours, and our body wouldn't lose muscle mass like that. We have a lot of energy stored for that to happen, but even after 3 hours it's not possible to be that hungry and for your body to enter a starvation mode or something like that. I even used to think that I needed to eat 30 minutes before a workout, like eat something, so my body wouldn't lose muscle mass during the workout, because I will have no food in my stomach. I needed something during the workout for my body to not eat itself. I don't understand where I got these things, but they were 4 years ago. This was pretty big stuff, and nowadays we know that this is not the case. And if this was the case, the people who do intermittent fasting would have no muscle mass because they go 8, 10, 12 hours without eating, and that's just not the case. And the number 3 mistake, the anabolic window, 30 minutes after the workout.
You have 30 minutes after a workout to eat something, otherwise your body will start eating itself and you won't be able to absorb all the nutrients.
This is another one that I firmly believed was true. The anabolic window. After the workout, I had to go and eat my protein, eat my carbs, get my protein shake, and if I didn't get it, I would be like, oh man, I'm losing it. I'm losing this workout. I did this workout for nothing because my body right now is losing muscle mass because it is energy and it's eating itself. I really believe that our body was eating itself. But again, it's not the case. Our bodies have stored energy, like I said, and what really matters is the totals at the end of the day. The total calories, the total protein, the total carbs, and the total fats. But the anabolic window is actually real. It's just not the 30 minutes after the workout. The protein synthesis stays high for like 24 hours or 48 hours after the workout. So you really don't need to worry about those 30 minutes. And some studies have shown a very small benefit of eating up until 1 hour after the workout. But the difference is so small that for 99.9% of the people out there, you don't really need to worry about it. And the number 4 mistake, doing cardio will make you lose muscle. Oh man, I even stopped playing soccer with my friends just because I thought I would lose all my muscle mass. And there is some truth to that because, well, if you do extra cardio, you might get into a caloric deficit. If you get into a caloric deficit, then maybe you can lose some muscle mass. But there's an easy solution for that. You just need to eat more so you're not in a caloric deficit. It's that simple. Now, if the cardio is too intense, it can affect your performance in the gym, and it probably will. I mean, if you're running around for 3 hours and then you go workout, even if you rest for 5 hours during that day, it will affect your workout. So, my solution to that is, first of all, do your workout first. If you do it that way, then the cardio won't affect your performance. But even that, if the cardio is too intense, there might be something there. So keep the cardio to a moderate rate. Not too much, not too little, like 2-3 times a week at most, it's okay. Don't do it high intensity every single time. Maybe go for a walk sometimes, maybe sprint for 20 minutes other times. Just keep changing it up, but don't do too much. Don't do too much, don't do too little. And the number 5 mistake is, if I eat sweets one time, I'm gonna get fat. I really thought it worked this way. For 3 years, I didn't eat anything, and I mean anything sweet. I didn't eat fried stuff, fatty stuff, nothing. Not a burger, not a pizza, not a candy, not a cake, nothing for 3 years. Because, well, I really thought, okay, I'm gonna eat that and my abs are gone. My abs are gone after eating that, which again is not the case. You can even eat cakes all day and still get shredded, still lose body fat, as long as you're in a caloric deficit. And nowadays I do things like the 1 kilo Kit Kat bar challenge with 6,000 calories, the 4,000 calorie donut challenge, and I know I'm not gonna get fat because of that. I'm not recommending you to do that. I do that just for entertainment, for YouTube, but I can do that, and most of the time I actually lose weight doing those challenges. But this is the only point on this list that I do not regret. Because by not eating any of that for 3 years, I developed a crazy self-discipline and self-control. Seriously. Because I was looking at all of that and I'm like, this does not exist. I really thought that way, like, this does not exist for me, it's not even an option, I wouldn't even consider it. So the way that I thought about food, the self-discipline, the self-control that I gained have taught me so much throughout my whole life to make my life so much better, so much productive, that I really do not regret this one. And the number 6, the more supplements, the better. I did this one, but I didn't do it as much as I could because I never had a lot of money. But every single time I had extra money, I was going online looking for, what can I buy with this? What can I buy? This is gonna help me get big, this is gonna help me get results faster. And that's just bullshit. Seriously guys, that's just bullshit. I have a video here on the channel with the top 5 supplements that work and that you can use. You don't need them, but you can use them. Other than those 5, I mean, there might be something out there, maybe if you have a specific condition, but for most people, those 5 are the basics and are the only ones that you have to worry about. Those are the only 5 that I take, and they are not necessary. It's primarily for a reason of convenience. Back in the day, I tried a lot of stuff like L-carnitine, ZMA, Tribulus, CLA, and none of that really really works. Like tribulus, a test booster, are you serious? That does not work. Test boosters do not work unless they're steroids. But you know, I think we all fall into this one because of all the marketing, because there's a lot of, oh my god, you cannot make gains if you don't have a protein powder, or you really need creatine, or use L-carnitine to get shredded and get girls and all of that. No, it doesn't really work that way. And the number 7 is the importance of rest days. Man, this is the biggest mistake that I've ever made in my fitness journey. For 6 months, I didn't do one rest day. I was on a push-pull leg split and it never really stopped. It was push-pull legs, push-pull legs, push-pull legs. It never stopped. And this was when I first started working out because I really wanted it. I really wanted it fast, so no rest days, because I used to see posters and stuff like no rest days are for losers and stuff like that. And I will be like, oh yeah, every day hustling.
Every day I'm shuffling.
And no, it doesn't really work that way. And because of that, I had my first injury, a wrist and fingers tendons injury that I'm still dealing with up to this day. So please take rest days. Nowadays I do 3 days working out, 1 day rest, and when I don't do that rest day, I really feel like I need it. When I go to work out and I'm like, I really needed the rest day, my performance is just not the same. So even though I'm working out less days, I'm getting more out of my workouts. And on rest days, I usually take time to do other things, not non-fitness related, or I can do mobility and stretching and all of that, which brings me to point number 8. The importance of stretching and mobility training. Man, I didn't do a lot of this. I used to have like a stretching routine before my workouts to warm up, but that wasn't really any scientific stuff, not even thought out stuff. It would be the regular stretches that we did in school, but it was something, but it wasn't enough. Now, if you're working out just for summer, just for 2 or 3 months, then you don't need to work a lot on your mobility and on your stretching, because you'll probably be fine as long as you do it a little bit. But when you're trying to work out for life, 2, 3, 4 years, when you're trying to take your body to the limit, then yes, you need a lot of mobility and stretching, otherwise you will end up getting hurt, and that's kind of what happened to me. I wasn't doing it enough, and that's why I had a lot of injuries. I had 3 injuries so far, and pretty much all of them would be preventable if I did a lot of mobility work. So I learned this the hard way, so please do mobility and stretching. There's nothing more frustrating than you wanting to work out, you want to get better, you want to go lift weights, and you just can't because your body won't allow it. Everything will hurt when you do it, and trust me guys, that's the worst feeling ever. Looking at other people working out and being like, damn it, I really want to work out, and you can't. That's a feeling that you really don't want to have. So my advice to you is to plan your stretching and mobility the same way you plan your workouts. I'm assuming you plan your workouts. If you're not planning your workouts, you should, but plan your mobility and stretching the same way you plan your workouts. And the number 9 is the more you work out, the better. Again, I really fell into this one just in the first couple of months when I started working out. I was doing like 300, 400 abs a day and 200 push-ups every single day. And I grew a little bit, of course, because I was starting to work out, but that's not the best way to go about it. It's not the more you do, the better. It's actually the more you do, the better, then it starts plateauing, and then it kind of goes down because you won't be able to recover to work out 2 days after or 3 days after, and frequency of training is really important. I have a video here with the top 5 workout routines, the top 5 workout splits, that you can check it out. It's also in the description down below, and it tells you all about this, so I'm not gonna go into detail in this one. But just make sure that you take 2 days rest before working out each muscle. If you do chest today, you're gonna do chest again 2 to 3 days from now. And also keep in mind that more volume is not always better, because actually the most amount of damage is made in the first couple of sets. So you don't really need to do a lot of sets. Maybe if it's a small muscle like biceps, go for 10 to 15, and 15 is kind of a lot working sets. Maybe if it's chest, go to 15 to 20. For back I like to go to 20 to 25 if I include traps, but keep in mind that more volume is not always better. And the number 10 is this takes time. I hate this one. Everybody hates this one because we want things now, we want things fast. We've been working out for 2 months, so where the hell are my abs? And that's just not the way it works. Bodybuilding takes time. It's a game of patience, but you just need to enjoy every single day. Enjoy that every single day you're a little bit better. Every single day you're closer to your goal. Every single day you're lifting more weight, you're bigger, you're more shredded. Every single day you're progressing, and block by block you put a little bit here today, a little bit here today. This will teach you the fundamental principles of life, and that is hard work. And even if you're working hard, you might not be seeing results. Maybe you've been working out for 2 months, but things don't really happen that way. You have a goal, you have to start working for it, and maybe after 2 months of hard work you're not seeing it, happen. But maybe after 3 months, after 4 months, after 6 months, block by block, little by little, and in 3 years from now I'm pretty sure you're gonna look back to your house and look shredded as fuck.
So seductive.
So that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. These are my top 10 fitness mistakes. Let me know in the comments down below what are some of your mistakes. What is my dumbest mistake, because I did a lot of them, and probably I'm still doing some right now, because always learning, always striving to learn more. So maybe 3 years from now I'm gonna do another video with fitness mistakes that I did, but that's just the way it is. You're always learning, you're always trying to get better. What is true today might not be tomorrow. I really thought that a lot of these things were true, and they just aren't. So let me know in the comments down below which are your fitness mistakes. Like this video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Peace!